Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kjeldsen joins us from the United Center. Vanessa, I know the Wisconsin delegation has already heard directly from Vice Presidential nominee Minnesota Governor Tim Walz earlier this week. But what are you hearing from the delegates about how he might sway Wisconsin voters?
The delegates are incredibly excited to have Governor Tim Walz on the ticket. One 18-year-old delegate told me he was, quote, starstruck when he saw the governor surprise the Wisconsin delegates at their breakfast Monday morning. When the governor was addressing the delegation, he said that after Walz and Harris replaced Biden on that ticket, there were over 40,000 new volunteer signups in Wisconsin alone, signaling a lot of enthusiasm surrounding this new Democratic ticket.
And speaking of the Democratic ticket, it's a big night for them ahead. Vanessa, what's the mood of the Wisconsin delegation heading into Walz's big speech tonight?
There is an incredible amount of excitement and enthusiasm in the air. Many delegates are telling me that you can feel it. It's basically palpable. We know there's a lot of big performers. John Legend just finished up a sound check behind me here at the United Center, and people are very excited. But we know that that excitement isn't going to stop here once that convention wraps up, with delegates telling me they're very excited to get back home to Wisconsin, hit the ground running, go knocking on those doors, and work on community organizing to be able to win November's election.
All right, a very important battleground state for both parties. Vanessa Kjeldsen joining us from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Thank you so much, Vanessa. And our continuing coverage of the DNC continues tonight. You can watch Governor Walz take the stage sometime after 9 o'clock right here on Northern News Now. And while the